Hi guys, and I am back with a pretty good video in the Neptune. Yeah, so this is a interesting game, and it's more going to be a strategic analysis of what happened and why we won and why the other team lost. It's a pretty interesting game. I don't get any high caliber or Confederate or Kraken or anything, although I do come close. But I do get Dreadnought, which is a pretty good, well, relatively easy thing to get in the Neptune actually. But anyway, so I have a clear plan. The guys decide to go towards B, which I'm happy about, because I do feel that C is quite trappish. Everyone usually goes around the edge of C and meets in the open water, and it means you can't really use the cover you have over that side. However, when you go over towards B, there's slightly less covery islands and more larger islands, but you don't get met around the corner with B. It's probably due to the island setup, so you can see it's a rounded edge, and around here it's quite hard to see around the edge, whereas here you've got a quite sharp angle over here, so it means you have a lot of cover over that side. So I do recommend, especially starting on the south side, going towards B is a better idea. Starting on the north side, I don't really like it very much. I feel I'm quite open up there. You're quite close to the island straight off, so it's quite hard to actually make a push on the north side. However, we make a run for B, and so has the enemy. At least one DD has gone for B, which means we are unable to cap. And there we go, there's that DD in B, well spotted. And I'm going for this low-lying island here, and I'm going to camp here for a while until I can see an opportunity to play. Now, one thing you must always do in practically any boat actually, it's just a World of Warships basic strategy, is you should only push forwards once you know you can make a play. Don't push forwards necessarily for the sake of pushing forwards, unless that is part of your strategy. In the distance here, I do see a Belfast here, and it looks like he's overshot his smoke, so obviously he is not the best Belfast player. He must be quite a new guy, or he must be a weekend warrior, seeing this is being played on a Sunday. Yeah, so he's run off, and I think he's going to make it out alive, so lucky him. Now, my position is an okay position. I am not totally covered. If any airplanes come around, or if any people decide to come around the side of my island, I can easily be spotted, and I can easily be hit over the top of the mountain. Now, one major thing that's keeping me alive right now is all the DDs that are smoking up B, keeping me from being shot from the western side. If that smoke disappears, I am in trouble here, so not necessarily the best position, but currently the position is working for me. Now, B is still being contested. The enemy haven't capped C yet. We need to capture B before they capture C, however, we don't really have anyone contesting into C. A lot of our boats are staying a bit further back, and the enemy is being a bit more forthcoming, especially the Iowa, which is pushing bow forward straight into B, which is quite a risky strategy to play, but it can pay off sometimes. Now I'm just choosing different targets to try and attack before I can actually make a play. If I went out now, I would be focused and I would be shot down too quickly. So I'm going to try and whittle down Iowas, make them feel like lots of stuff is hitting them, or try and get lots of hits on him, and taking good targets like this, the Atlanta, giving me a nice broadside. It's always nice to see. Unfortunately, I do hit a little bit too high, although I still get a lot of damage. 6 penetrations, 4,500 damage. That shot there, 2,500 damage. It's okay, I should be getting citadels in this guy, but I'm not quite doing it. My aiming is a little bit off. Now we have at least 3 boats inside B, which is not good, and the enemy have capped C. So now I have to start thinking about what sort of plays can I make here. I can't go into B while there's a lot of enemy boats in. We can see that actually the Atlanta is moving out, and this IO is going to be focused on by me and 3 others, and possibly a 4th as it comes around the island. Yes, this is the Yugamo. This is the guy who's been preventing us from capping B, so well done to him for his team. He's really played a decent play there, and he's running off once again. Now, let's try and get some good shots on this guy. It looks like he's being whittled down quite quickly. Probably not the best play for him to make. Maybe he should have stayed back a little bit further. We have a brave Edinburgh sending torpedoes, although it looks like those, well, only a couple of the torpedoes hit, and he's dead. Brilliant. Now, C is now pushing towards B. This means I have to make a move on B. We need to get this cap because we are now more than 100 points, well, nearly 100 points behind already. So, pushing over towards B in a second. Yep, just moving over towards B. Now, it is a bit of a risk here. I'm coming out. This is at my most weak point. I know there's a lot of boats who are pushing from C, and they want to start capturing our B cap. There's the Yugamo. Hopefully we can take this guy out. Although he moved behind the island once again, but someone killed him. I think someone killed him. Yes, he's dead. Yeah. So now I'm being focused on by 2 guys. Maybe it would have been a good idea not to have shot there. I may would have survived a bit more. However, our boats are being shot down terribly, and ouch. 18,000 damage, and another citadel from the Bismarck or the Frederick de Gruyter, one of the 2, Colorado. Not good. However, I am able to survive this because of my amazing heal. That's why I love British cruisers. It gives you a second chance. Atlanta throwing his HE over the top of the island. How frustrating. This map is brilliant for the Atlanta. So, 2 boats attacking me here. Hopefully no one's going to radar me. That would be the worst thing that could happen right now. We're going to start having a look at this Atlanta. And he's taken out, which is good. I do pop my hydro because there are probably going to be some torpedoes being fired at me. You can't know. It's always good to have that early warning system. Now, Frederick de Gruyter, 31,000 health left on top of him. Let's see what we can do to him. I sent out my torpedoes. Hopefully they're going to hit him. They look alright so far, but he is making evasive maneuvers, so maybe he's going to survive this. Or he's going to get killed much earlier. My torpedoes were useless. Now, one issue we have at the moment is that we are being flanked by both sides. We have DDs, we have enemies on the left and the right, or the east and the west of us, and we are kind of stuck on B. Now, the enemy is also making a big push for D, and if they catch D, at the moment they're contesting it, so we're only getting points from 1 cap, and they are getting points from 2 caps. And if they capture D, they're getting points from 3 caps. Our points total is falling behind every second. We only have 5 boats, they have 7. This means that we're going to have to make a serious push if we want to win this game. This game is now an uphill battle. Now, I'm going to have to start making a push away from these guys, because we have got 2 BBs going into there. That should be enough to take them down somewhat. Now, I'm going to have to think about my own preservation, because I am unable to do anything if I am dead, of course. So, my plan is to use this island in front of me now, and keep those BBs at arm's length behind this island. And I then want to see if I can push into A or C. A seems unlikely, seeing as we have a Tirpitz heading over towards A. C looks more likely, but there is a York sat in C at the moment, and that can be a tough opponent. So, I'll have to wait for a play here. I'm waiting here to see what I can do. There is a Tirpitz. Now he has got quite high health. It's unlikely I'll be able to take him down single-handedly. The York is pushing down towards D, and if he pushes far enough, I will be able to head towards C, give me an opportunity to cap, and hopefully evening out the points somewhat. We are now nearly 300 points behind, and looks like we are going to be losing D. Unfortunately, my attempt to shoot at the turrets has prompted me to be spotted by the York, which meant I had to pop my smoke. Well, I didn't have to. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I would rather have not got Citadel, playing safer than sorry. However, one interesting thing that me shooting at the turrets did was push him to go further north. This delays him and puts him out of the game a bit more. Obviously, he was very worried about being hit by my 152mm AP shells. Now, getting some decent shots on the York, but it looks like he's going to head behind the island and be able to angle away from me. Now, this is when I can start thinking about making my push. The Turpitz has moved further north, so he's further away. There are quite a lot of islands out there. D has been captured, so we're now falling behind in points even faster. However, we are contesting D with IO, who's managed to get a Kraken, so well done him. And here we go, this York, nearly dead. This is what we want to attack. We can get back some easy points here, so I'm going to make a push forwards. Turpitz is heading back further, back down, and is nearly in my detection range. I desperately want to get behind this island before I am targeted. Looks like the Allied battleship is distracting him for us, which is useful. And here we go. York, you are mine. Now, one more big threat to come. After I come out of this island, I'm going to need to get to the next island in order not to be shot at. So I have to worry about this, and a hit, and no, shell shatters. Rather frustrating. Hopefully one of these hits will take him out. We need to take this guy out. We are nearly 400 points behind. And there we go, we take him out. It also looks like the Turpitz is pushing for C, which is a big worry. I need to cap this for my team. We need to capture this. We've got 3 boats left versus their 4, but their big advantage is the points advantage. I am detected, and I must be detected by the Fletcher. Now, how can I take this guy down? He's got a lot of health, and he's pushing towards me. I am pretty broadside. I have the worry of the Fletcher. So one of the best things to do would be to hear, when he comes out of the detection range, send out some torps. One of the really good things to use in British cruisers is torps. And I also have smoke. So now I can smoke up, and I can start doing a lot of damage in this guy. He's rented broadside to me, which is very nice. And there are torpedoes coming at me, but I'm ignoring them. The most important thing for me to do is attack this Turpitz. If torpedoes come at me, then I die. Luckily they dissipate quickly, which is nice. And we're getting some good hits on the Turpitz. He's still got 30,000 health. Not enough for me to actually take him down. But it looks like this torpedo is going to hit him, which is brilliant. One torpedo hit, and we're at 100,000 damage. Now if we check our counter at the top, we can see that he has got flooding. He's going up and up and up, which is brilliant. So he must have used his damage cooldown to repair some fires probably, and this means that he's going to be killed by my torpedo, which is brilliant. Now, captured C. What can we do here? We are 360 points behind, and we've got 5 minutes left of the game. Pretty hard call. A is far away, and there we go. We get the kill. So this is pretty good. Now, let's try and head over towards D, seeing as we know there is a destroyer somewhere down there. I assume that the Fletcher will be heading towards B. This is my thinking. However, he could be heading towards C, but I'm detected. So yes, I was correct, heading towards B. He's got low health. I pop my hydro straight away in case he's sending torps out. I do not want to die at this point in the game. I need to preserve myself. He's slowed down. He's got some hard hitting HE onto me. And there we go. A couple of salvos and he's dead. Third kill of the game, 121,000 damage. Now, 200 points down. Now, how can we win this game? There's one guy left. It's the Colorado. Now, I could capture D, which means it will give us a big points advantage going forwards, with 4 minutes left of the game, so that should be okay. Or I can take on the Colorado. Now, one big issue is if we have a look, we can see that our Scharnhorst has only got 19,000 damage and 90,000 health, and the Colorado has 27,000. So we are at a disadvantage here. So my plan is to capture D, and well, I didn't really have a plan after that, but I was hoping that capturing D would give us enough points in order to win. But in hindsight, actually, focusing on the BB, the Colorado, would have been a better option. Because I've already wasted a minute getting towards D, and I was wasting another minute capping, giving me only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to win out the game, which is cutting it fine. And I'm not even entirely sure whether capping D over killing the Colorado would actually be enough to get the right amount of points. Plus there's a big risk that our Scharnhorst is going to die before, which means I would definitely not have enough points. So I'm thinking back here, thinking this is probably the wrong decision. I need to kill the Colorado, and I've wasted a lot of time doing capping the D. Now we have 3 minutes left to get 180 points. I know I have to kill the Colorado, but the problem is it is quite far away. The other solution I have is to go for A. That is across the other side of the map, and I'm never going to make it there and cap it in time, well, as long as I'm contesting it. So it looks like I have to go kill the Colorado. Head on against a tanky Colorado versus a squishy Neptune. At least I'm 2 tiers above him, which is the only benefit I've got. Now, I believe that the Colorado is going to go for B, since it's the closest cap towards him, and also it means I can use the cover. If I've got islands, I will be able to have a slight advantage over the Colorado, seeing as the Colorado is one of the most important things. I'm looking at my smoke, I'm looking at my hydro cooldown. I think I have the right tools in order to beat this guy. Now, how can I kill the Colorado? I can't just use my AP, seeing as he'll probably be angled when he comes around this corner. And where is he? We are still 100 points down. With 1 minute left. I don't believe that the point advantage is enough to actually get us to where we need to be at. I'm detected. And his guns are pointed practically at me. Now, he is in a little gap, which means it gives me a great opportunity to fire my torps down. Now, as soon as he fires and I see he's firing a HE, and I'm just laughing inside, I'm like, yes, this is brilliant. There's 2 fires on me. I use my repair straight away, because I know he's got 30 seconds before he's got his next shot out, which should be enough to give me a little bit of a reprieve, and I turn around and get the other torps around him, on him there. And it looks like these torps, the first set of torps, are brilliant. He keeps firing HE. He could have beaten me here if he tried an AP, and bam, get the kill, win the game. Brilliant battle. Let's go to the results. Well, that was an intense game that seemed like to be a loss the whole way through that game till the very last second. Yeah, so we were behind. At one point we were behind by 400 points. We were even behind, even with only a couple minutes left to go, by 200 points. Managed to bring it right back. So, battle performance. 150,000 damage, not too bad at all. 300 hits, 3 torpedo hits, 4 kills, 2 floodings, 4 defences, 2 caps, 1 cap assist. Not too bad at all, and I do get a dreadnought. and I do get an XP of 7,000, which is always nice. Moving on to the team score, I managed to get 2,434 base XP, which is brilliant, top of the team by a pretty decent margin. The Edinburgh did pretty well, getting 2,000 XP as well, so I'm pretty pleased with him. Yeah, so interesting game. Definitely pulled it back, and let's move on towards the detailed results. Now, one thing I'd like to look at here is the capture points. I managed to do 125 out of 178 capture points, so that's by far the most. Interestingly, my potential damage is pretty low. I use the islands and use as much cover to my advantage in order to allow myself to survive as long as possible. This is what you have to do in a British cruiser. You do not want to be shot at, because you will take damage. Even that said, I did get Dreadnought, and I took 58,000 damage, which meant I was able to get the Dreadnought, which is always useful, get lots of flags and that. I managed to do 104,000 damage in main battery hits, that's quite a lot, and 17,000 damage in floodings, and 27,000 damage in torpedoes, so all adds up quite nicely. Anyway, that was a brilliant battle. Was not expecting to win it. I made a few small mistakes, but ultimately I believe I carried that game and won the game through careful play and careful strategy. If you are planning your games carefully and not just barreling in hoping to hit something, you will find that you do much better than when you just, go for it. Especially if you're playing in the British cruisers. The British cruisers require deep strategy. You have to think about where everyone is. Anyway, that was a pretty good battle. Tell me what you think about that battle. Please subscribe, like, comment, and I'll catch you guys next time.